Hey you guys, it's your girl Sassy Seraphim here. And I came back with another story because, I asked and it was, recorded that, you want to hear another supernatural story. So I decided to go back to one, well, I have several, a lot, but I decided to go back to one of the major ones that affected me. So in 2012, September 23rd, my mother passed away, and she passed away while I was at work, and I could not get off of work. Like, come to find out, she had went into the hospital the day before, and nobody told me. And you have to understand, my mom had a real battle with drugs, a real bad battle, and it seemed like the only one that was willing to help her was me. My grandmother had passed away, her mother, and they blamed that on my mother. And my great grandmother, she was ill, so she really couldn't help. But my uncle Pete and my great grandma, and my cousins, they was like, you got to take care of your mom. So I put my mom in a nursing home, even though she was only 55, but she had HIV. So I put her in a nursing home so she can continue getting her meds and everything, because her T cell count had went down so low, she was damn near with AIDS. Okay, so fast forward, my mom actually had flatlined 2 years before this incident. She flatlined 2 years before this incident, that I felt like the universe gave me a second chance to forgive her, because I held a lot of disdain for her at that time because of the things she had put me through growing up with the drug use and the, selling me for drugs and, you know, condemning brand new houses and nobody there. And at that time I had uncles that came around and got high with her, but they got off the drugs. But it seemed like they left my mom on drugs, my father too, but it seemed like they left her on drugs. Everybody got off drugs, went about their lives, left her on drugs. And I honestly think that, I honestly think that, CPS found out about her, prostituting me out, and they came and got us. So fast forward. That's why I had a lot of disdain. But when she died 2 years before when she flatlined 2 years before she actually passed, it went away. All the disdain and hate for her went away. But it just made me realize my mama was worse than hell too, because I thought that, I wasn't getting along with her because of my feelings I held for her. No, that woman was worrisome. She was worrisome. She got on my nerves. She loved me to death, but she got on my nerves. She wanted to be with me all the time. She'd fall asleep in the car, all types of stuff. It wanted to go everywhere I went, but fell asleep as soon as we got in the car. Anyways, so fast forward. I had to work. I was working at a hotel at the time. I was working at a hotel, and my bosses would not let me get off. And in a way, I understood, but I was trying to find somebody to come in and take my place so that I could go see my mom in the hospital. By the time someone came in at 10:30, the time I clocked out was the time my mom passed. So that broke me, because by the time I get to the hospital, the doctor's talking to me like as if she's still alive in the back. So I'm like, I cut him off mid sentence. Yo, so is my mom alive or what, yo? Because you're talking to me like she's sitting up in the back somewhere, and I just need to know. So he finally says, no, she's not alive. I break down, I cry. I wait for them to bring her out. Her hand is still warm. So this is one of those hospitals that don't resuscitate. If you don't have a DNR, they're not going to resuscitate. It's not that type of hospital. It's the type of hospital where if the mother's pregnant and it's a chance between the mother and the baby, they'll save the baby and kill the mom, or let the mom subside. Anyways, so when she died 2 years before, she was at a different hospital, and they brought her back. She stayed flatline for 6 minutes, and they brought her back. She learned how to speak and everything again. This time, that wasn't the case, and she was so warm when I got there. I'm talking about, it felt like she must have just passed. She was so warm. I broke down crying or whatever. Got the ring off of her because I gave her an exact replica of a ring that I had. Anyways, fast forward, she passed away September 23rd. Fast forward, I'm back at my house or whatever, and I'm depressed. I'm not even gonna front to you. I'm down and out. My job made me come right back to work and what have you. No, they didn't have any bereavement at that time. They didn't have any bereavement. Treated it like it was nothing. I ended up leaving that job for a better job where I became the front desk supervisor at the Sheraton downtown Norfolk. Love y'all to death. Always will love y'all. But yeah, so I had to end up going back to work, just dealing with my mom passing, how I'm gonna come up with the funeral money and all of this and what have you, after I just went through hell and high water to get her into the home where she could have somewhere to stay where she's not sleeping in porta potties. Anyways, all this stuff going through my head. And not to mention, it's September. And in September 3rd, 1999, I lost her mother, my grandmother, the person I'm named after. So I'm already like, you know what I'm saying? Is my head was everywhere. I had a friend come over. It's like a week later after my mom passed. I had a friend come over. And my friends see that I'm depressed or what have you. They're trying to make me smile. They're trying to make me cheer up or whatever. Just, they understand what happened. They just want me to get a little bit more of a grip on things. So they was like, won't you dance? You always like dancing. Won't you dance? That'll help you. And so put some music on or whatever. He started his phone and I started dancing. Now I'm dancing. The song goes off. I sit down. Oh, in case you didn't know, I was a professional dancer for like 20 years. And I ain't talking about just what these girls doing right now. I'm talking about we used to get down, okay? And we got paid for it, and it wasn't all about seeing your vagina as soon as you walk in the club. Sorry, it wasn't. I was you could say I was the last of a dying breed. My breed, we still wore gowns and had money bags to match our gowns, and not to mention, dancing was always a hobby. I always kept a real job. Graduated college and all of that. Anyways, so fast forward back to the dancing. I'm dancing, and dancing's always been my favorite thing to do. You understand? Dancing and singing. I think I'm Mary J when ain't nobody around. Don't tell nobody. But so I'm dancing or whatever. He's videotaping. After he videotapes and the song goes off, I sit down on the floor. We're in my apartment, my townhouse, whatever. After I dance, I sit down on the floor. I'm breathing. He's still videotaping, and then he freaks the freak out. He's like, "What the?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "What the hell? Oh my God!" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Now you gotta understand, this is like around the time Paranormal came out, so he's really freaking out. You understand what I'm saying? He's rushing over to me. I'm still sitting on the floor. He's rewinding his phone back. He's like, look at this. This is some old paranormal. Ain't nobody gonna believe this. Now you gotta understand, this is a street dude. This is a real cool, you know what I'm saying? He's not a guppy. He's not a dumb. He's not one of those. Anyway, so I'm like, what are you talking about? As he rewinds his phone back, the camera on his phone back, when I sat down on the floor or whatever, on the carpet, this orb of light comes past me, like I'm sitting down, and it goes right past the right side of my face. Now, I didn't see anything in real life, real time. I didn't see anything. But on the camera, you can see the orb come from the wall above us and come down. And by the time it goes past my ear, it goes whoosh. Now, of course, I didn't hear that in real life. So I kept playing it back on his phone every time. Whoosh. And it just disappears behind me. Note it, behind me is nothing but a wall. So he's freaking out and what have you. I'm seeing it. I'm like, okay, that must have been my mom. You understand what I'm saying? Like, because this was a big, like, you see how my hand is like a big orb of solid white light whoosh, that went past me. I'm talking about, to this day, we still talk about that. We still wish that he had that phone so we could get that picture off. But, like, that happened. And I always was content with thinking that was my mom telling me she's all right and everything's going to be okay, or what have you. But that was one of the first incidences captured on camera. I have another one where my ex-girlfriend I was dancing at her house, and y'all know how we nowadays you can see the effect, the little things that fly around. Looks like people that don't know no better be like, oh, that's just particles in the air or da 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 da. Not when they stop, go fast, go slow, this, that, and the third, all around you, and you can see it. So I probably post that video later because I found it. I probably post that video later so you can see what I'm talking about and you can give me your opinion. But this is just another incident that happened to me, and luckily for me, I do be having people around when it happened because you ain't gonna call me no cool. You ain't gonna call me crazy, baby. If you want to call me crazy, you better catch up because I was that a long time ago with all the abuse or whatever. I've been through that, so I know what I'm talking about, and I wouldn't put. I'm not a clout chaser. I don't need to put stories out. This stuff been happening to me for all my life. And you see how long YouTube and all this other things been going on social media. And I'm just now really speaking about the situations and things that's happened. But lucky for me, I have people that was around me when these things happened. So yeah, you could tie me to a lie detector and get your best CIA or FBI, and now it'll still be the truth, and you'll still see that I tells no lie about this. Okay, so that's the story of the orb that I seen like a week after my mom passed away, and yeah, it really happened. 3:03 on the clock. It really happened. I probably come back with some more messages, maybe some more supernatural stories. I'm trying to get the stories together that happened in Richmond because it was so much and it's such a clusterfuck of things that happened, one after the other, that is such a vast story. Or vast is a story now because it's what happened, but it's such a vast chain of events. Like, and I was baffled. I didn't know who was on my side, who was here sent to me to be a handler to try to veer me this way. I discovered gang stalking thanks to my baby child, my child's father. You understand? Like, I really went through a lot, but this is just a scrape of the battle. My child's father tried to sex traffic me and tried to eliminate me several times. Okay, and I couldn't even, honestly, I don't know if it was him or the group of people around him or what have you, but they were really into some mystical, magical crap. And anybody that really knows me know I was Black Panther woke beforehand, but these situations opened my eye up. Like, it was times I would go to have sex with this dude I was dating, and I could feel him messing with my third eye. I couldn't open my eyes, and it'll feel like something's choking me and nobody's around. And then I go to breathe in, I can't breathe in. I go to breathe out, I can't breathe out. Just something is choking me. It's feeling like it's trying to draw my life breath out of me. But as soon as I can really formulate not formulate, I just want to tell the story the way the story is. But I don't want it to come out like y'all think I'm crazy, because it ain't. This stuff really happened. All right, so I'll talk to y'all later. Hopefully y'all enjoy my stories and take some of the wisdom that I have to pass, because I know I didn't have anybody helping me when I was going through all of this. I didn't have anybody help. I don't have anybody helping me now. And I still have to go through spiritual attacks and things as such, trying to help others. And the ones I help be trying to hurt me. Like, what? Anyways, like, share, subscribe. Maybe I'll break out. If you could look, let me show you something. I got my own decks. I do read cards. I do that. But that's just so I can get the energy out, because I actually read energy. I don't read tarot. I read energy. I can tell by your energy and what have you. I really don't even need the cards, to be honest. But if my ancestors, if I hear something, they pick up the cards, it'll tell me what's going on. And I appreciate that about that. I appreciate that tool. But I utilize all my tools, especially this one right here. And I don't let anything mess with my crown chakra or be around me that I feel like it's trying to mess with my crown chakra, because I'll cut a friendship quick. I'll cut a friendship quick, and I'll cut an acquaintance quick, because I can't have anything get in the way of what the Most High sent me here to do, and what my purpose here on earth is to do. And I knew it from the start was to help others not fall into situations that I fell into, trusting the wrong people and not trusting myself enough. All right, like, share, subscribe. I'll talk to y'all later. I ain't gonna say it no more. Bye.